Hey beautiful, welcome or welcome back to Ash's Corner. If you're new here, my name is Ashley. I want you to come on in and have a seat, but don't forget to grab you something to drink and something to snack on, and let's have some girl talk. So let's go ahead and hop right into the video. Today we're going to be talking about how giving ourselves grace aligns with our feminine energy. So when I think about the word grace, I tend to think about someone who is showing someone understanding, someone who is fair, and someone who has the willingness to be honest. And a lot of times I think we as women, we tend to give everyone else grace except for ourselves. Sometimes we're so involved with so many different things in our lives, revolving around work, school, relationships, and our children, that a lot of times we tend to just put ourselves on the back burner. And a lot of times we can just be too damn hard on ourselves. You know, if we didn't complete a certain task or if we didn't accomplish something that was planned out in our head, we tend to just be too hard on ourselves. But you know what? We have to learn how to give ourselves grace, because grace is a quality that embodies our femininity. When you prioritize your self-care, you're setting boundaries, and you're nurturing just relationships throughout your life, I promise it's going to help to create a harmony in your personal and professional life. As women, when we show ourselves grace, it allows us to let our guards down. It allows us to just be able to breathe, and it allows us to be understanding towards certain situations. And it allows us to be able to come at things from an understanding standpoint, from a nurturing standpoint, from a compassionate mindset. It allows us to walk in our femininity. You're not always walking around angry or resentful towards certain situations. When you don't show yourself grace, you're agitated all the time. And to be honest, no one wants to be around that negative energy. When you show yourself grace, you're able to show a feminine side. You're not always so uptight, always angry. So the first thing that we need to know when we're understanding grace is pretty much just showing yourself some self-compassion. When you show yourself self-compassion, it's like we're showing ourselves kindness even when we fall short in certain areas. I could think about a time when I was in school and I was striving to just be the highest that I could be, get the biggest GPA that I could, and life be life, and sometimes, and I would find that sometimes I wouldn't be able to put my all into like my test or my schoolwork. I might have fallen short with this situation or this grade or that one. And I used to be so hard on myself. I used to beat myself down so bad. And then I had to kind of like take a step back, breathe, show myself some grace. And then I had to understand that, you know what, Ashley, it's okay. When you go to the hospital and when you go see a doctor, you're not asking the doctor, what was your GPA when you was in school? You're not worried about that. What you want to know is that they have a degree from an accredited college. You want to make sure that they're an expert. They know what they're doing. When they touch your body, you're not asking them, what was your grade point average when you were sitting in this class? So I had to get to a place where I had to say, you know what, Ashley, you have a lot of things going on, and it's okay, if, you fall short in this area or that area, because you always have tomorrow. You can always get up and you can try again. But what you can't do is burn yourself out, beat yourself down, and think that you're going to have positive results. For all the moms out there that, they love to cook and, sometimes they fall short. There was a point in time where I felt like I had to prepare a meal for my family. And I felt like if I didn't do that, I didn't feel like I was fulfilling my obligations as the mother or as a wife. Sometimes things would take precedence over my life, such as working, being a full-time student, having military obligations, running my own business, so it got to a point where, Some days when I would come home, I didn't have time to, sit there and cook a good meal, and I had to go stop and get something. And it used to kind of make me feel bad about it because I felt like I was lacking in an area that I felt like my family deserved, But then I had to come to the realization that I'm not able to burn myself out and then turn around and be the best version of myself for my family. So it's okay, from time to time to get the help. That's what grace to yourself means. It's okay to be able to say, you know what, let me try to get a little assistance and just move on. So the second thing to understand is overcoming self-criticism. Just stop being so hard on yourself. One thing I know is that death and life is in the power of the tongue. You need to be speaking things like, I am beautiful, I am important, I am smart, I am intelligent. You got to think about it. You have already done a lot of hard work, and tomorrow is just another day. You've got to give yourself some grace and some congratulations for making it this far. It's like running to the finish line. Give yourself a pat on the back for every lap that you made, because you know what? It was more than what it was before. You got to give yourself some credit. Stop self-criticizing. Stop speaking negative about yourself. Speak life, speak positive, speak positivity over everything that you're involved around, and show yourself some grace. The third thing that we need to understand when giving ourselves grace is just growing and becoming resilient. For instance, if you're going through a breakup and you're going through the emotions, just don't give up. A lot of times we tend to undergo a process of self-discovery and a period of reflection, but once you're able to climb over that hill to the other side, whether you're together with that person or apart, we tend to reassess our values, our goals, and our priorities. Lastly, we need to be integrating grace into our daily lives. Every day before you go to bed, you need to be asking yourself, have I shown myself grace today? How hard was I on myself today? The more you give yourself grace, it is going to increase your confidence and evolve you as a person. One thing that exudes feminine energy is walking in the room and being confident, talking to your partner and being confident, walking into work and being confident in what you do and the value that you bring to any type of situation. You want to be confident. Make sure you bring that confidence when you walk in that room, shoulder back, head held high, good eye contact. It just beams off confidence and a beautiful feminine energy. When they step to you, they already know they're going to have to come correct. As this video comes to an end, I do want to say that oftentimes in a very fast-paced environment that we do tend to forget to just be kind to ourselves, and we often strive for perfection. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay to give yourself some grace, because I promise you that giving yourself some grace would change so many circumstances in your life for the better that you just have no idea, and you won't know until you actually walk in it. Please leave a comment below if you have a topic you would like for us to chat about, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell.